Welcome back. Welcome back. So, we're going to address some things and put some shit into perspective today on my journal for today. Right? I've been like, how? We already know. Third episode in January 3rd. How the fuck am I going to do this? How do I grow in this mirror? How do I make sure that I am authentic to me, still share with you, and am able to keep this up for 365 days a year? Because I've done a lot of things for 365 days, but staying committed to this is one of the longest contracts that I've had with myself about doing something and sticking to it consciously. Because obviously, for 365 days, for several years, I've stayed alive, right? And so now we have a name for this journal series. How did we come up with this name for this journal series? Chitting and chatting while I'm out dillying and dallying. You know, those are the words of the season. But my homegirl and I are talking to each other on voice note while she's at work. She's very much an introvert. I don't even know how she's my friend. I know how we got close, but I started a voice note and I stopped it and I said, I'm going to stop and start over because I have talked about too many different topics and I'm not staying on topic. So I stop and I start over, and in the next voice note, I talk about 48 different things again. So she brings that to my attention. And so she's like, it's funny that you stopped one and started one over, under saying you went off topic, but you just talked about so much shit. So I just bust out laughing while I was in the store. I was in Hobby Lobby, and I said, Memoirs of an Undiagnosed Baddie. I'm an undiagnosed baddie, and that's really what it is. Like, that's really how I'm here and shaking shit up. I clearly it's like ADHD or something, because the way I can jump around topics, tie 84 different things together, and bring it back to home plate, and you still be able to keep up. Number one is a talent. Number two is some type of undiagnosis. Something that's undiagnosed. But I love that, and I love that for me. And I've been searching for a tagline, if you want to call it that, because it's not a slogan of such. And babe, it's absolutely spend a life in a day with an undiagnosed baddie. Welcome to a memoir of an undiagnosed baddie. I just want to say, I don't know how many, we're a minute and 35 seconds into this 10-minute daily video memoir, and I've only said once. What was the count on the last video? Not going to tell you. I know what it is, but we're not going to do that, because what are we doing? We are learning to look at ourselves in the mirror and speak whatever I'm talking about without saying the filler words. And I didn't. I went 135 without doing that. But moving on to different topics, I'm going to step out tonight for about two and a half ish hours with two of the homies. Bitch. And now that I brought it to my own attention. Okay. So I'm going to spend about 2.5 hours out with the homies doing cultural Washingtonian, Prince George's Countyan activities. And we're going to see Backyard at District Alley. But there were some topics that I wanted to talk about myself. And the first one being, what is it going to look like when I truly have a bad day and don't want to sit in front of this camera? I wanted to do this earlier, but I got up, started moving around, and I know I'm going out. So I am authentically making sure and scheduling that I take the time out of my day to do my 10 minutes. Now, I know the last episode cut off abruptly just as I was getting into some tea, baby. But, and it's a big but, it's probably good. It's probably a sign that it stopped right there. You know, things happen for a reason. Things happen for a reason. I did curl this. This is the remnants of me putting the big rollers in yesterday. And I took it out to run errands today. And I don't necessarily like this shade of blonde on me, but we bought it. And it's new. So we're going to wear it. Like, we don't waste hair around here. We don't waste hair around here. I purchased, this is, can we see it? And this baby that's been behind me the last few episodes, probably have to zoom out a little bit. This baby right here was my gym wig. And baby, she's tired. She's tired. I need her done over. Let's talk about that wig. I can talk about that wig and how I feel about this hair every time I seen it. So I saw somebody, you know, that I love have a very nice unit on their head. I said, oh my goodness, can you make me one? They said yes. This is going to turn into a whole lecture. This is probably going to be the rest of the video. I say, okay, where do I get the hair from and what is it going to cost me and when are you going to be done making the unit? So they say, this is where you get the hair from. I'm going to charge you $200 some odd. I remember. And I will have your hair done to you by this date. I let you set everything. One thing I don't like to do is haggle creatives' prices. If you say this is the price, because baby, when I charge you what I want to charge you, that's it. That's it. Okay? Like, we're not going back and forth. This is the price because I know what I'm doing. I have the credentials. I've done it before. Yada, 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 yada. So I didn't get the wig by that time. So I'm like, hey, hun, you said I was going to have my hair by this day and time. What's going on? So basically, I got a hair nigga damn unit. And it made me feel some type of way. It made me feel a lot of ways, obviously, because this hair is probably about 4 or 5 years. The hair is great quality, don't get me wrong. The construction of the unit was piss poor. So it's always, I was able to wear it maybe like a week or two before it started coming apart. So it was like, let me hurry up and do this shit because this bitch is getting on my nerves. A hair here, nigga damn unit. And to this day, because I look at it, because it's good hair, now I'd have to pay somebody else to reconstruct a unit of some hair. And people be like, I don't work with hair that's not mine. And all this other shit that goes into entrusting into one provider, creator, service person, and getting some shit. And then other people are like, well, you should have came to me first. Well, I was trying to support somebody and put some money in their pocket. Because their other unit looked amazing. And mine looks like hair nigga damn. Now, granted, I have sweated in it. But the construction was piss poor from the beginning. Now, I don't like when people play with my money or my time. Especially when I allow them to set their price and set their timeline. So if I ask you to do something, and this is for anybody moving forward, wants to do any business with me, is watching this for whatever reason, and I say, how much are you going to charge me? When can I get it by? And you do that, and then I get hair nigga damn treatment? Alright, man. I don't like to be treated like that because I don't treat people like that. I don't treat people like that. And I've noticed that people like to do that once you follow up with what they say. Like, they have an attitude because they haven't done what they were supposed to do by the time that they said that they were going to do it. You ain't asked for nothing rushed.